So one of the non-movie featured robots or toys that I was actually really looking forward to before the movie was released, or that we got teasers of, was Blazemaster. And Blazemaster is a very, very, very interesting toy. See that? Our budget's gone up. We have special effects. Pay no attention to the hand. There was one reason I really wanted Blazemaster. Well, there was two reasons I wanted Blazemaster. One was the 70s style kind of news chopper sort of feel that we've got going on here. It reminded me of Ron Burgundy in that respect. The Anchorman movie. It looks like the helicopter he flies around in, and it does pull that off really well. And the other reason was that I wanted to add a flyer to the Classics line, because when I saw a couple of pictures of this guy, he looked like he could kind of maybe fit into the Classics line. Having played with him a bit, he doesn't at all, and he was a little underwhelming for me in the end. So it's a good job it was loaned over by Modelmania and I didn't pay for him, because I would have been pissed off. It's not that he's a bad toy, it's just he's not really my cup of tea, unfortunately. The helicopter mode is amazing. I really like this. Very, very sleek, very slender. Everything's hidden very well. And it really does work. It really, really does work. I really like, I very much like the colour scheme. He's got a kind of navy blue here that runs from the nose all the way down to the back onto the fin. And then there's this kind of very deep gold that runs the rest of the body. It's all kind of metallic and glossy. I hope that's coming out there. He's got white on the propellers and white on the tail propeller here, and then there's a white tampo of Channel 7 Action News and then 7 News there, and he has a black tampoed Autobot logo on this side but not on this side. Also the windows are translucent blue, and I'm a fan of translucent blue windows because they hide any bits of robot that you might see in here. Coloured windows in general do a good job of hiding it, but particularly the kind of deep blue does a very good job of hiding the robot that's in there. You can't really see it too well. And he has, as you saw, he's got a button here that you push, which we saw with Sprung and Energon. When you do that, and you get the propeller spinning kind of thing. And there you have the Revenge of the Fallen Blazemaster in robot mode. The transformation is a long and fiddly process. For a deluxe, it's kind of ridiculous that you're going to have something that complex. I think maybe they should have not focused on trying to make it so complicated. I'm pretty sure they could have. It seems to be the case. It was the case with a lot of the 2007 line and the movie line here as well. Ridiculously overcomplicated transformations. We've seen much more complex figures get from simpler lines get transformed and be more impressive. Animated, for instance, Lockdown. There's next to nothing involved in transforming him, and he far surpasses a lot of the deluxes from the Revenge of the Fallen line and even the 2007 line. Blazemaster is not an ugly toy. He might seem ugly. He's very insecty. You know, the slender kind of helicopter, you can see how they got away with it being so slender, because all of the bulk is up here, and I'm getting real tired of getting very thin legs down here on our Transformers. It's part of the reason I didn't buy MP Megatron. But it's not an ugly toy. There are a couple of things with them, but colour wise you can see it's pretty much the same. There's a little bit more white. The only real kind of difference is there's a red stripe here. Everything else is pretty much the same. He's kind of aesthetically he looks nice. I like this up here. I even quite like these to a degree. They do offer an awful lot of kind of posability. For instance, the leg can swivel there and you can move it in and out, and he's got many points of kind of you can bend the ass out of these, you know. But it doesn't really make a difference because they don't support. It's tricky trying to pose this guy because of the legs being so narrow and slender. He also suffers from, although it wasn't really a big deal, but he suffers from the same kind of hand thing as Jazz from the 2007 line, in that two pieces of plastic kind of sandwich over another piece of plastic to give the impression that there's arms and hands. And they do actually limit the kind of posability you can get out of them. The head mould is very nice. I don't know how well that's going to come up, but probably not from what I've seen previously in my videos. The head mould is really nice. It's very well moulded. It almost looks like a kind of a pilot's head. It looks like he's wearing kind of Biggles goggles or something like that. I can't really fault that mould. It is very, very, very nice. And he does come with a couple of weapons now. It says during the instructions to transform these along with it, but I thought I'd keep it to one side. Obviously these are the propellers. So what you do is you break off one propeller, because I'm not very good at this. You do that, and then you basically separate by pushing out like that. Now, he now has 2 melee weapons, one of which can go here, with a bit of finagling. Maybe it's the other one. Probably this one because it's the thicker of the two. Yeah, there we go. And then the other one here should, I guess, clip on. Do we really need to have fiddly toys? Okay, so there's the kind of melee weapons that you get with the guy. As you can see, that one there is not terribly supportive. Jesus, dude, just stand up, will you? So the propeller blades become these kind of arm-mounted swords. We're getting a lot of this in Revenge of the Fallen. Prime has them, Long Haul has them. From pictures I've seen, I actually haven't reviewed them yet. And that's the kind of thing that you get with them. You don't get a gun or anything like that. Now, I guess part of it would be that you could use that kind of, I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be about. And as you can see, it doesn't stay on and it hits off this, and so we'll leave that to one side. It's a real shame. This figure's a real shame. It's a missed opportunity to give the Autobots some really good, a really good kind of toy that's that would bump up their aerial combatants, I guess is the word I'm looking for. It really is a shame, because I was really looking forward to this guy, and I don't normally buy characters who don't appear in some format in the movie or the cartoons generally. So I was really kind of disappointed by this overall. The mould is really nice, and I guess if you're going to just put it on a shelf, you could probably get away with just doing it, but I would probably advise you to put blue tack on his feet, because he does just tip over at the slightest tap. He hasn't got very good kind of support there. So unfortunately, it's not the most positive review. He might be for other people. There, I know, you know, Revenge of the Fallen completists might go for him, but as far as I'm concerned, he doesn't. He has more faults than he has kind of pluses. The vehicle mode is sterling, but the robot mode really fails to kind of get me going. So yeah, it's a slight disappointment on him. Alright, well, that's another review from Hot Rod. Still slowly waking up. So I'll see you soon.
You don't have to be crazy to do this, but it sure helps.